Hi, welcome back to Nibbles by Afrolems this Christmas. So today I'll be sharing with you a popcorn recipe. Well, I call it a festive popcorn recipe. And I call it festive because it has a lot of interesting things that I add to it. And you could either start making the popcorn from scratch, which we're not going to do today, or you could start with already made popcorn and add all the things that I'm going to be showing you. Let's start. For my festive popcorn, I'm going to be using Smarties. I'm going to crush it in a Ziploc bag, but you could just, pound it or use whatever you have at home to crush. So I'll empty my Smarties into this Ziploc. Let's leave some just in case we need. I'll use a rolling pin and crush it. Alright, so I'm done crushing my Smarties. As you could see, it's chocolate bits with a bit of color. So I'm going to now heat up some butter and oil and make a bit of a salted caramel flavor with the popcorn. Make sure you use a non-stick pot. You do not want to end up trying to clean your pots this Christmas. It's just, that's not the plan. The plan is to do nibbles that are fun and easy, and you don't have to spend all of Christmas washing your pots. So I have my butter in. I'm going to swirl it out around a little bit. And then add a bit of oil. And swirl again. Then we're going to add our sugar. And our salt. And stir so that the salted caramel bits would form. Now when cooking with sugar, you need to make sure you're working with really low heat. That way your sugar doesn't burn really quickly. So what you're looking out for is a really nice, rich brown color. That's when you know that the caramel is starting to form, and that's the point where we're going to add in our popcorn. So for popcorn, if you're going to make this from scratch, you need to have your corn kernels, that's a really hard word to say, your corn kernels already in a pot with butter. Cover it. If you don't have like a popcorn maker, cover it. Leave it on low to medium heat, and then you start to see your popcorn forming. We skipped all of that. We bought already made popcorn, but I didn't buy sugar popcorn because I knew I was going to do the salted caramel with it. So yeah, that's the popcorn we're using. And so now that my caramel is ready and brown, I'm going to add popcorn a little bit at a time. And stir it. So it would start to form little bits of clusters as you stir with the caramel. And before all the clusters form, I'll add my crushed Smarties. Take some out the bag and sprinkle around so that it sticks to the caramel before that solidifies. Now turn off the heat so that the sugar doesn't burn, and I'll serve my popcorn. So my popcorn is ready. Ooh, look at that. So good. So good. But you need to remember to serve this while it's hot because it sticks really quickly and solidifies, and you don't want your popcorn hard in your pots unless you're all sharing from there. So like I said, it will form clusters. You could also choose to handle it when it's slightly warm, especially if you're serving to kids, just so you can mold it into smaller clusters. All right, so let's just take from here and serve in our little bowls. Remember, like I said, this series is called Nibbles by Afrolems for Christmas. This is when your jollof rice is almost ready, or maybe not almost ready. your jollof rice is still cooking, and your guests are hungry and feeling peckish, or even after they've eaten and they still want to snack on a few more things, these are some of the recipes you could make, or dishes you could make rather, and serve to them. This is especially good for desserts. I don't recommend sweets before savory. And then just add a little bit more for you guys. Remember, for you and for me. And then we'll add some Smarties that we didn't crush, just to make it more colorful. Now, this is yours and this is mine. Merry Christmas.